heating and air conditioning, HVAC, or heating and cooling a residential home, issues that may arise and choices that may pose themselves, and one needs to kind of weigh the pros and the cons. So this is a heat strip. This is for a heat pump. So for this video, we will break down the dichotomy of a heat pump versus a gas furnace, which is the pros, which is the cons, which is best. And sometimes there may be no choices. One has to default to the best situation they're in. A heat strip is just a piece of thing like this, got a where it makes contacts, got a limit switch, etc. It goes in here and heats this up, and a heat strip works in a couple ways. One, the concept is to take the refrigerant, the heat off of the refrigerant, say, so to speak. If one went outside in the summer and put their hand over the condenser and they felt that heat, well, it would be reversed in that heat. So the concept would be to use that heat to heat the home, which may be a savings on the power bill. And it's actually a good concept if working well too. So at times the heat pump needs to go into defrost mode or emergency heat. If it's in defrost mode, or some thermostats say AUX, auxiliary, as the saying goes, auxiliary, like an auxiliary verb, it would be a helping. So it needs a little help. So while it's doing this, it needs to heat these up, put some warm air into the house while it's going into defrost mode. Now, if for some reason one needs to put it in emergency mode, they go to the thermostat, flip this to thermostat to E. Then this locks out the condenser outside perhaps, and the heat strips here light up. One caveat: once these heat strips light up, the power bill does start to may get a little higher. There are different size heat strips. There's 5K, 8K, 10K, and I mean the list could go on and on perhaps. But keep in mind, when you're running on the heat strips, when you get your power bill the following month, you may find it, you may get a sticker shock once you get your power bill. So why would one use a heat pump? There are certain reasons why one would use a heat pump. One may be in the country. There may be no natural gas hookup. One may not want to bring a propane tank and have a propane configured for a gas furnace in that way. So then at this point, and many heat pumps, namely here in the South, are actually many people have heat pumps even within the city. So it's just a matter of personal choice. And I'm not the paragon who can say what's right or wrong. Once each individual has to decide that for themselves. Now, a gas furnace would not have this. A gas furnace would essentially blow gas into the unit. It would heat it up, and then that's how it would heat your house. It would blow gas. The gas would come through, go through the regulator, etc., go into the heat exchanger, blow through the ducts, and gas. Keep in mind, gas will keep your house warm. It will warm up fast. So I'm not certain, but there may be newer heat pumps that actually, when they go into aux, they could work off of gas, but don't quote me on that. I'm not certain on that, but the difference between the gas furnace and the heat pump: the gas furnace would not have this. The heat pump does. The heat pumps generally work off of 240 volts. Some of the gas furnaces sometimes work off of 120 volts. So if you're in the country, you're out where you don't have a gas hookup, heat pump may be a consideration. And if you're in the city where you have a natural gas hookup to your home, you may want to consider a gas, but you have to weigh the pros and cons of which one is feasible, which one is right for you, but there is a difference between a heat pump and a gas furnace. Heat pump works off of heat strips. Gas furnace works off of gas, ignites the gas and heats it. I love gas. That's my personal opinion, only my personal opinion. But I wouldn't diss on a heat pump either. A heat pump's good too. The dichotomy between the two, and to differentiate between the two, which is better, it's hard to say. It's a matter of personal choice. Some people might like one flavor of ice cream, another person might like another flavor of ice cream. Certain situations you may have to default. If you're out in the country with no gas hookup, you may have to do what's best and what's appropriate within your parameters or your area. Where, say for instance, if you did not have a gas hookup, you did not want to bring a propane tank and put in your backyard, run the propane lines. You just wanted to keep it straight electric. Heat pump should work great if you're in the South. Sometimes they say up north, sometimes when it gets extremely cold, I'm not certain on the heat pumps. People can add that to the comments. Somebody way up north, what they heat with. But anyway, the break down the pros and the cons of a heat pump versus a gas furnace, and so each individual may have to choose what's appropriate and what's correct for them. Each individual has certain likings. Sometimes there may not be many choices available, so you do the best you can do. But the pros and the cons of a heat pump versus a gas furnace. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.